So here's a question for you. What is the life cycle of a forest? In other words, how long does it take a forest to grow from seedlings to old-growth trees? Well, it depends upon three factors. First is the species of the tree. As an example, a cottonwood tree grows much faster than a Douglas fir. Second is the climate. Trees along the coastal region might grow to maturity up to 40 years faster than the same species of trees near us in the Rocky Mountains. And the third and most important fact is how you raise the forest. Let's look at three models for managing a forest. First is the hands-off method, or Mother Nature method. Untouched, a forest will go from fire to fire ready in an average cycle of about 180 years. This is an average. The number will change substantially by virtue of the primary species. By the time it reaches maturity, it will be old, prone to disease, overly dense, and ready to burn again. This method is a brutal way to manage the ecosystem of a forest. It has negative impacts on watershed, wildlife, and for a short period of time, air quality. The second system is the European model. This is how most forests in Europe are managed. In this model, the cycle begins when large tracts of trees are clear-cut harvested and new seedlings planted to restart the growth cycle. This produces whole sections of forest with trees of a single species that are all about the same age and thin to allow for maximum growth. When they are at maturity, they are all cut down, replanted, and the entire cycle starts again. The third system is the selective treatment harvest method. Many believe this method is the best for sustainability. It mixes species of trees along with shrubs and grasses and mixes them in different densities with stands of trees of different ages. The idea of this method is to keep about 40 seed-bearing trees per acre in any given stand and harvest the rest. The landscape is a mixture of open space and stands of trees. This serves as domestic and wildlife habitat and gives the trees a survivability buffer between stands in case of insect infestation or fire. Under the selective treatment model, the stands are checked about every 25 years and selectively thinned to maintain the best 40 seed-bearing trees in the stand to make sure that one species doesn't become dominant over another. The selective treatment harvest model can shorten the seedling to mature tree cycle by up to 40 years and leave the section healthy through the entire cycle. In this model, the soil stays anchored and provides cover and forage for the rest of the ecosystem, with no catastrophic episodes like clear-cutting or fire to critically disrupt the ecosystem. The separated stands act as an insurance agent against catastrophic fire and insect invasion, while providing a steady supply of usable fiber that can be commercially used to better our lives for building material, fuel and cellulose fiber, which can be used in many applications. Western forests could be considered as the treasure of the West, and the forest lands the bank that holds them. They are beautiful to look at and a renewable resource to make rural economies diverse and self-sustaining. But as with any treasure, there are villains trying to get at them. Metaphorically, fire, if not applied properly, can be the bank robber. That wipes the treasure out all at once. The disease is the embezzler who slowly steals the wealth one tree at a time. A sound stewardship plan is like the bank guard and the auditor who keeps the treasure safe. All we need to do is find a way to make good stewardship make good sense for the nation, for the local communities, and the trees. Chad has some ideas on that coming up in our discussion panel. For the County Seat, I'm Maria Rossi Booth.